you don't know what you're looking at.
What's driving that thing? It's not a space alien.
Aliens. It's unidentified.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
We don't. HuffPost.com. That's Huffington Post. Sharp-eyed viewers. So are we considered sharp-eyed viewers, maybe? Sharp-eyed viewers notice stunning apparent addition to key intelligence logo. What are they talking about? A federal intelligence office charged with matters related to aviation appears to have a new logo, and it suggests the organization is tracking more than just known aircraft. Have they not been paying attention to all the things that the government has been admitting and forming? Like
they obviously have not. No.
The logo of the National Intelligence Manager of Aviation shows a series of aircraft as well as a UFO. So for those of you just listening, we're going to go to the website here, airdomainintelligence.mil. And yes, you see the logo at the top. It's a circular logo. It says Office of the Director of National Intelligence, NIM-Aviation. It's got a couple stars around the edge. And in the middle, there's sort of an America-ish, kind of, I don't know, faded a little bit. And there's four aircraft.
North America and the north of South America.
Sure, and Canada. And yeah. And there's four aircraft streaking as if they are leaving a big chemtrail behind them. You got an airplane, a jet fighter. I don't know what that is. Is that
I think it's a drone.
A drone? Yeah. And then like another secret fighter thing. And then off to the left, not part of the four streaking jet vehicles, is a UFO. Just your classic flying saucer.
Flying saucer on the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which makes total sense. You don't even have to. I don't read this as like, oh my gosh, conspiracy theory, UFOs on the logo. I mean, like you said, have they been paying attention of the congressional hearings, the reports? I mean, our military, our intelligence apparatus, and our congressional, groups are straight up admitting that UAPs exist. We're going to start tracking them. I can't believe we haven't been doing this. We're doing this now. We are funding research. We're funding surveillance. We're funding all sorts of stuff because UFOs are real, and we're now going to be paying attention to them.
Yeah,
and they've created offices. They've created new branches of bureaucracy just for this fact. And so, if they do a logo redesign, this organization's whole job is to manage the data from all flight activity. And they're going to put a UFO on the logo. The most surprising thing about this HuffPost article is their skepticism. The way that they talk about it is like ridiculous.
Ariana Huffington all she needs to do is listen to some Joe Rogan podcast, the most popular podcast in the world, and she'll get a clue.
Not even that. I mean, there was there were nightly news reports on Fox and CNN about how Congress was talking about UFOs are real. I mean, you don't even have to go to Rogan. You just have to, I don't know, be a human in America.
Well, they're not paying attention. Because they say sentences like this. It's not clear when the logo was created or updated, but the Internet Archive's Wayback Machine shows a different logo as recently as June. So HuffPo knows how to use the Wayback Machine. It's also not clear if the logo is the work of hackers or pranksters. Really?
What? Why even sow these little seeds of doubt at all? It doesn't make any sense. They just cannot believe that our government actually is taking UFOs seriously. They are asleep at the wheel at HuffPost.
The people reading and believing and following along HuffPo, hook, line, sinker, they're the alien food. So you can't let them in on all the stuff. They're the harvest.
They're the ones being ranched.
Yeah. A video on the agency's website explaining its role and function does not mention flying saucers or any other form of UFO, but rather points out its role in air intelligence. Let me read that again. A video on the agency's website explaining its role and function does not mention flying saucers or any other form of UFO, but rather points out its role in air intelligence. Are they saying the role of the agency or the role of the UFOs?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think they're saying the role of the agency. It does sound like they mentioned the role of the UFOs, though. But
okay, well, you're gonna be triggered more. The new logo comes as the U.S. military and other government agencies have been forced to acknowledge that they've detected objects they cannot explain, at least not publicly.
Yeah,
so they know. They know that that's a thing, but also just to cover their bases, it might have been hacked. So there you go. And it goes into all the history.
Yeah, they're like, it was probably a hack or a prank, but also, yes, we know the government's admitted to UAPs. They even go into the UAP
whole thing.
thing.
Yeah, they go into the whole, not the whole, but just, some examples of some of the breakthroughs of information in the last few years. So anyway,
it's really just baffling. On like an analysis or deconstruction point of view, it's like it's like they're operating within a tinfoil hat stigma, even though it's been admitted by the government, it's on record, it's been on cable news, it's everywhere. It shows the stigma of tinfoil hattery, and you can kind of compare this to other things. If you pick out any other tinfoil hattery, for instance, I don't know, just like... Well, it's becoming clear that EcoHealth Alliance has some strange connections and, connections to historical events that have happened over the past 2 years. That's now being publicly admitted, written up in actual newspapers. The whole thing that has been so tinfoil hatty that nobody could even mention it. And now it's starting to come out. And similarly to UFOs, they have to kind of be like, yeah, okay, but I don't know. It could be pranks. It could be fake. It could be blah, 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 blah. It reveals them to be more of a social engineering operation than an actual news outlet. I guess that's what they're telling you how to feel and not really telling you to listen to the facts.